the day.
This is the Shine Guys podcast.
You turn me up? Turn me up a little bit? Yes. It is Thursday. The greatest podcast on the planet.
That's
I'm
right.
Jamie Gonzalez.
I'm Shad Stoker.
And this is the podcast.
It's a podcast.
This is just it. This is what it is.
It's the Bell Podcast.
Yeah, so what's up, man?
Chilling, man.
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
How was your week?
Crazy week, man. Too many
So
things
my
going
week
on.
was crazy. So first of all, we had Jason come in. Jason Rose came in. Rose Gold came in. And you came in.
Yes, sir.
And we had a little get together, training, just brainstorming, whatever. And dude, I forgot when you told me that it was freaking Labor Day weekend and my son's birthday.
Oh, yeah. I forgot it was Labor Day too. I didn't realize it was your son's birthday.
Yeah, so then it was like, dude, I was hella stressed because I found out. I remember, I think whatever, maybe you text me or something like that. I was like, oh shit. Dude, it's that time. And then anyways, we ended up working out. Everything was working good. I was able to kind of clear the schedule out. Didn't get to have everybody there, but it was dope.
You have most of you guys there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
We had 4 dudes there and it was fun.
It was a lot of
We
fun.
had a good time.
it was a lot of fun.
There's
Trains like that are a little challenging because it's like when you have guys that already have such a skill set, such a high level, it's like what do you train on? You really have to get deep. Like you really have to go down that rabbit hole and get really specific because, I mean, it's not basic training. I mean, training's not even, I wouldn't even call it training because they already know what they're doing. This is like more like perfecting, like dialing in those last little degrees to really create the most optimal situation for the team, you know?
Yeah. It was crazy because we had like a somewhat of a meeting we have every other week. And I was talking to the guys. It's like, yo, like, let's talk about what you learned or what we're going to do. Or we're going to do anything different. And process wise, and also Terry was like, yo, we got to get him to come and at least come with us to a job. You can go ahead and watch and try to pick apart and see what we can do better. But yeah, it was fun. It was crazy because I know that Rupes is coming out with a lot of new things. Like, like you said, weren't you saying, so like the Uno Pures changed how many times?
I don't even know, man. It's changed multiple times, but I don't.
So we normally don't even use we don't use a ton of Rupes. We're using Koch like for our cutting, H9,
Right.
which is dope. Like you like it, obviously we both like it.
Yeah.
But we were trying to I only want to use one thing, like one. That's it. I don't want to use, different compounds. I just want to stick to that one.
Dude, and here's the thing is, I mean, I feel like we've talked about this a few times, but it's like when you have choices are great, right? When you have a lot of choices, it's good. It can be good, but it also can be detrimental because if you have too many choices, guys are always reaching to try and find what's the best for this situation. And that's not always the right scenario, especially when you're running a business, right? When you have one system or one product that you can perfect and learn how to use in any scenario, it's actually can be faster than having 5 or 6 different options to find out which is the best, right? If you always know how to, if you know one system or one product front to back, inside and out, you know how to use that in every situation. You know how to optimize it. And when you have a good system like that, more times than not, it's going to outperform most of the other stuff out there. And that's what I love about Rupes is they take a systematic approach to it, but they continue to elevate their stuff. It's not like they put out one polish and run it through its 10-year life cycle and then they do something else. They've constantly just going back to what you said about
Well, it's funny
Pure.
because right away, Jason's like, bro, you use M100 still? That's the same shit. That's the same M100 from 10 years ago.
Yeah, that he developed 10, 15 years ago.
That's 10 years ago. It's like, bro, like we're trying, because, every time we talk, I always have the same thing. He's like, I'm still using this. I'm still using that. But I think when it comes to detailing in our process, what we're doing, like, choices is good for food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not for detailing. We don't want to have, you don't want to come in and look, it's like, God damn, dude, it's Thanksgiving over here. We got like, bam, 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 bam.
What do I use?
Which, don't get me wrong, I love all that shit. Like, you go to my house, the homie came to the house and he was like, bro, you have like some ammo shit over here. Like, you got detailed garage. Because at my house, I do have like everything because I want to try it. I like there's, and I like smells. And I know you're a smell guy too.
For sure. But that's what's important is you have to create that delineation. There has to be that divide, right? where you can't get stuck using one thing like M100. If you don't look at other things, then you get stuck, you get left behind. But how do you stay on the cutting edge and continue to evolve your shop when you're working in a business like this, but not create, headway in your business? If you have your guys testing all this stuff or trying all this stuff, you're going to have that. But if you're on the back end testing it to make sure that you're staying up to date on the latest and the greatest, that's the approach that I think that you want to take. Because if not, then the business and the processes are always changing. If you've always got new products coming in, then everything's changing, and you can't really dial in.
Everything is the thing is it's all in the sale. So like businesses that are selling us all this shit, they're always going to innovate because they're always trying to get more. They're trying to get bread. They're always trying to get more money. So you got to be like, all right, like today, freaking ammo, bro. He just freaking, he has his new
system,
line,
yeah.
his new system. Because why? Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's great. I'm not hating on ammo, but he's coming out with that. Why? Not because he wants to have his own shit. Like,
Right.
dude, I love the dude's marketing. The bottles are amazing. But dude, we should watch this.
That polisher.
Yeah, let's watch it. You gotta watch it.
First, I'm going to show you how and why we designed it the way that we did.
Finally here, guys, we did it. It's finally here, the all-new ammo polishing system.
Like, look at the marketing on that though. Tell me those
Yeah.
bottles ain't dope.
That polisher is sick, though. I want to know how you're going to keep that clean.
And
though.
and he's bringing back I've always liked waffle. Are you a waffle flat? You like waffle flat?
I honestly have never given him a fair shake. I've never really tested him properly, so I can't. I'm not a waffle guy.
I don't know
but
if
I'm
it's
not
true.
anti-waffle.
I don't know. They say that waffle pads run cooler. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard that. But here's
It makes sense when you look at it.
It does for sure, but here's the trade-off: is it runs cooler because there's less surface area working.
Yeah.
It's not
facts.
because those waffles.
Bro,
don't,
check that.
That
Oh,
is
his
sick, though.
polisher, bro.
is
Come
dope.
on.
That is
Dude, I
dope.
want that.
But that's a great looking polisher. But that's a polisher. Like this one here. You ever gonna use this? Why would you? Like I would
Dude,
never want to use that.
Jeff that made that, bro, I want to use it. Like, there's going to be a time, but there's going to come a job that I'm like, yo, I'm going to break this out just to stun on him. You're going to be like, hey, we're breaking out Jesus, bro. That's
Yeah.
what I call it. That's like the Jesus of my polishers. But anyways, look at these videos, bro. Every time I know people hate on him, but bro, you can't. Dude, I seen him at SEMA.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
he's
saw
a
it too.
giant, bro.
Yeah, he's huge.
I was like, God damn, dude,
He's
what's
tall-
up?
He's a tall cat.
He's probably definitely NBA.
People hate, but we've talked about it 100 times, dude. People hate up. People hate, how are you gonna hate on him? Like, if you don't like his style, don't watch him. You know what
This
I mean?
guy's so good.
You can't knock his hustle. Like what he's done. He sells to tons of prosumers, but he has detailers.
Bro,
I was talking to Jason
I would
Rose
buy,
about this
honestly,
today.
bro, I'd buy it. Cause bro, I love stuff that looks good.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Car Pro shit
For sure.
looks dope.
Yeah.
Like Koch Chemi, just off the bottle by itself.
Yeah.
And then now Rupes, I feel like, I know Rupes, they look at it as a mass produced, but Rupes is dude, you look at it and it's I don't know. I feel like it's boutique-y. You know what I mean?
It's got a good look to it. I think it has. I think it's a good. There's a good balance.
How
where
can a lot of these people compete with them? You know what I mean? Really, what do you think?
Oh man, that stuff. I am such a Rupes fan, and there's other
I know,
great
bro.
stuff
Me
out
too,
there. But
man.
it's not just. Their products are great, but the support. Honestly, the support that I've gotten from Rupes since we came on as a distributor has been unbelievable. We have Jason here that flew
Regularly.
in to do. Well, he's here to do a two day training for some of our best customers. There's people that are gonna have access to training with Jason Rose that normally wouldn't, because guys, to go to the Bigfoot Academy, you have to pay to attend the training, but then
And
you have to
get there.
You get there, flight, food,
rooms,
all
everything,
that.
yeah.
So when you cut that cost in half, you open up the opportunity for guys to go to a training with Jason Rose that may never ever have that opportunity. But I have that opportunity to provide that because of the support that they give us. And not saying that other people don't, but they're just I had to book it 8 months in advance because his
Wasn't he
schedule
just? He was just in Australia. Where was he? at?
Australia. Yeah,
he was just out there.
They did
across the pond, bro.
a European run. He was just in South America 3 weeks ago. Guatemala and all sorts of crazy places down there. Came back, was here for 2 days, flew in to do some product testing, and then went to New Zealand and Australia and a few other places. Man, that dude is
all over the
He's
place.
a grinder, bro. Jason Rose is a grinder. That dude travels more than anybody I know. And every time I see him, I think, man, this dude's going to be exhausted. He's going to be ornery. And he is always upbeat and happy and just ready to roll. I mean,
I don't know him as I've met him obviously and hung out with him a few times, but he seems like he's someone that wants to learn all the time. You know, when you meet those people and they don't want to learn,
yeah.
you know, and you're like, yo, man, like
They think they know it all.
Yeah, they
think
just know too
yeah.
much. And then like some people, yeah, bro, you do know too much. You know, I was just talking to a customer of mine, customer, whatever. Actually, he's kind of a friend right now. He's a friend too. And he was just talking about like, I don't even, just whatever. He was just really deep diving in this. I was like, bro, I will do that for you. But bro, I'm the pro. Like, I'm like, you can't be on the internet watching this dude that don't do it every day. Like, we can do it that way, and I'll do whatever you're gonna do, and I'll have to charge you for it. But, anyways, Jason seems like he's a guy that just wants to keep learning
And that's
keep moving forward.
that
leveling up.
is what makes Jason Rose. Jason Rose is honestly one of my most favorite people on the planet. One of my most famous humans on the planet. But that's what makes him Jason Rose. I mean, because that dude probably knows more than any. I don't know of a single person that knows more about paint correction, about paint, I mean, he has literally taken paint classes. He has gotten certified to actually paint vehicles. I don't know anyone that knows more than him about paint correction. But you put that dude in a room full of just normal detailers, and he will listen, and he will take in what they say, and he will contemplate it, and he'll have the discussion. He doesn't always think that his way's right. He's open. I mean, he's heard me out. Most of the time, I'm completely wrong. He's like, no, you're an idiot. But, like, he at least hears me out and gives it a chance that there may be a different way, right? And that's what makes him so great is he continues to learn. And a lot of times he learns from the trainings. He tells me this. He learns from the trainings that he does. He learns from the attendees of these trainings because these guys are real world guys that are out there grinding every day and are seeing things that he doesn't get to see as much on a daily basis. But that dude's been in the game longer than
Everybody,
damn near anybody.
Yeah. Anyways, Rupes changed my life, so you know I can tell. Like before all I was doing was like rotary and swirling the shit out of paint.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like,
yeah, their Bigfoot polishers really changed the game for a lot of people. And I think it's been good for the industry. If people hate, there's so many people out there that hate if you don't know how to use a rotary, if you don't know how to do this.
I just converted something. Did that dude come to you?
Which guy?
I had a dude, Bob. He's a painter.
Yeah.
Yep. So he ran into my paint booth. I ran out we ran out I have painter buddies. So I rented out my paint booth this weekend for him to do a couple jobs. And he's a rotary dude. Like, cause he's been painting. He was in Idaho. He had a shop out there. And then he came out here. Did he really come?
Yeah.
Did he buy a
if it's the thing,
Is like a big ass dude with like a mustache, bald.
Yep.
Yeah, did he tell you
wearing
like
a
Sonny?
skirt, I feel like he was wearing like a motorcycle t-shirt, like a Sturgis or something.
But anyways, he's never had a freaking he's never used a freaking he's never used a random orbital.
Wow.
Never.
That's crazy, man.
But he's seen us and he was like, yo, man. He's like, dude, what? He's like, you guys just killed that. And I'm like, bro, I've been telling you this is what you need. But he's just, he does what he does and he's good at what he does. And so it's like,
the Rupes polishers make it easier. I certainly don't want to take away the technical aspect of it, because I mean anybody can pick up a Rupes polisher and get results, but to really get the peak performance out of those, you really have to know what you're doing, and it takes hours and hours behind them and a lot of training and a lot of practice to really know how to handle every situation to the best of of your capabilities. But before we get too far off it, I want to ask you, like, how that paint booth, I know that was a big move for you. How is that like improved, like just overall performance at the shop? Like, what does it mean? How has it made your life easier?
It's been really good. We've always had just the front end like prep station style, and because we don't do big jobs, so just for bumpers it was working really well. Now it's just quality's just 10 times. The heat, all that. Just for the last few years since we've had it, just leveled up, man. It's like, yeah, it's working good. It's everything about it. It's dope.
Does it make things go faster? Like, do you?
Yeah. So just curing. Yeah, the cure time. So we can set it for full cure.
That booth is
40
a monster, bro.
45-minute cure, an hour cure, whatever we want to do. But
That booth is amazing.
Oh, I love it, man. It's a game changer, and it was funny when I've always wanted one. Just it wasn't a. I didn't think I was ever going to get it because they're expensive, you know.
So when did you know? Like, how did you like switching that mindset from like thinking that you'll never have one to realizing, man, I'm in a position to get a paint booth, like.
Yeah, well, I met a dude at. It was during COVID. It was when they were going to cancel
SEMA.
SEMA.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't I? We went.
No.
You were there, weren't you?
No, I didn't go that year.
You weren't there?
Not that year. I was gonna go, but ended up not at the last minute. So no,
Yeah.
I didn't go to SEMA that year.
It was, dude. It changed. It's a game changer. I can't wait to get my next one.
Your next one.
Yeah, dude. We need two. We want two running. Like we need like two running all the time. Like.
But I want, like, what I'm asking is that feeling, like going from.
It's a house, bro. The paint
Right.
booth costs as much as a house,
Right.
you know. So, and I feel like when you're in business, when you don't have a goal, like, what are you doing it for? Are you doing it to free up your time, or are you gonna be like me? Like you're financially good, like your family's good, everyone thinks good, but you don't really vacay all the time. You're not doing anything. You're not, you know. So I just reached the level of like, yo, like, all right, money's good. Let's just level up. So now my new passion is growing my company. You know, like people want to work to go vacation and go do that. I just realized like when I vacation, I'm like addicted to work. So I just think about work the whole time.
And that's when you really. That's when you really start to succeed, is when the process, not the goals, when the process itself becomes the goal. You know, when you start to enjoy the process, that's when you really start to accelerate at a fast level. Because when you're constantly only working towards goals, right? Goals are great, don't get me wrong, but when it's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna grind until I get this. But then you get that, and then what, you stop? Or there's the next thing. So when you learn to enjoy the process, the building of, that's when you become unstoppable.
Yeah, so
man.
I'm way about like, it's more about the process and doing what I'm doing. Like my goal is now not about me, it's about my employees, about my guys. Like I want my guys to be better than me. I want them to be financially right. And I'm there to just guide them and guide, like even like, dude, I like coach my dudes on everything, like credit, how to buy cars, how to fix your shit. You know what I mean? Like and they probably, I'm like a broken record to them probably. I'm like, yo, like, let's get it right. Like, bro, like you're making good money. Like, why don't you do, like, why is this? Why don't you have a credit card? Why don't you do this? This is what you have to do. Cause I'm like that. Like I didn't have anybody, the internet helped me.
Right.
Like,
we had to learn shit the hard way. Like I had to learn it the hard way, man.
Yeah, there's this finance dude we should pull up. Like that's changed my life. And it was there's a group of dudes, it's like millionaire or millennial money.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think I started watching them. This was a long time ago, or even like Robert Kiyosaki or whatever, Rich Dad Poor Dad and stuff like that.
One of the first books I read.
Yeah. So I think people don't understand. It's like people that are in business, it's like, yo, these guys like knowing credit, knowing how to your credit use, knowing like, yo, like you don't want to utilize, this is what you want to utilize. You don't want to have freaking, if you need $10,000, you don't get a $10,000 credit card. You got to get a $50,000.
Right.
So if you need $500, you get a $5,000 limit or $2,500,
right.
And then you use that $500 and you pay it off. You know, or like there's a lot of cards that if you get it for say like, you know, 0% APR cards, you could do balance transfers. There's people balance transfer
Tactics,
hacks. Yeah,
man.
you could do that.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like, all right, so say I have 60 or 6 months, no interest. Right when that comes off, you get a different car with a balance transfer, boom, then you have another year with no interest. You know what I mean? Like there's just ways to hustle, and I learned that, and then finally fix my credit good enough to, you know, get a paint booth, and
that's the real flex. The real flex,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
A high credit score.
yeah,
That's
high credit score, and then letting someone loan you $250,000 to
that's crazy,
do
man.
that, you know, and then and that's paid for. I don't know nothing on that. Like
That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. But that's like what you're saying is really why I think you have such a good culture here at the shop, and why you have virtually no turnover is because you invest in your guys as more than just employees. Like, and this is something that most detailers or most detail shops lose, is they get so focused on, and we've talked about this a million times. They get so focused on the polishing, on the shining, on the cleaning, and they don't focus on the business, and not just the business of the business, but the business of business. You know what I mean? Credit, improving, investing, the things that are going to make you financially secure outside of this. Because without that,
I think I think a lot of business owners don't. I think this is real. This is real shit. I just thought about this right now, dude. If you focus more on your employees, like creating that atmosphere and creating the culture, like the business comes easier, because you have these guys that are investing in you, and they look at you as a leader, or they look at you as a friend, whatever. You need to have that separation.
For sure.
But once they see, like, yo, you matter, like I'm doing, and then once they know they matter and they contribute, I told every one of my guys that. I was like, I told Izzy, my newest dude, he's like, dude, this fresh off the boat. Like, this dude's like fresh here. And nah, freaking, he ain't Mexican, he's a white dude, you know, but fresh off the boat, whatever. But no, he's fresh, bro. He's fresh to the shop,
to the industry,
bro. Like, I told him straight up, I was like, bro, like when you're here, we need you, because he has some. Bro, he called in. He had some mental shit. He was calling in, and I told him, I was like, bro, you don't want to go home and go stew,
right?
Because guess what? Now you're putting us in a bad place. I'm like, we care about you, so we want you to be here and care with us,
right?
Because we got to pick up the slack.
Dude, that's what you just said was so huge to think about, because it's like most people do that. When they have a bad day, they want to go home and they want to isolate. But if you put yourself around people that care about you, like, what better way to bring yourself out of that and feel like you matter? You know what I mean? Like, because when bad shit happens, like, what's the first thing that we do? We start to blame ourselves, start to find the fault of ourselves, what we did wrong, what we did to create it, what we could have done better. And, like, that's the last thing that you want to do. So by putting yourself around people that care about you and are going to help you to improve, like, you don't have the opportunity to do that. And I know it's hard, because it's like, I don't want to, when I'm in those moods, I don't want to be around people. But if I can force myself to do that, like, I can't think of a time where I come out of those situations better and quicker. You know what I mean? It's just a way to shift your mood. Like, don't isolate. Like, get around people that are going to uplift. And I mean, you know, we've talked about that before too. Like, who you surround yourself is, like, that's what makes you.
Did you
right?
meet? You met Clarence, my buddy, right?
Yeah.
So he's like a Marine.
Yeah.
His kids play for Alta.
Yeah, we were
anyway.
talking about Spartans
Dude,
and stuff. Yeah.
So he's done Spartan races. He started this new boot camp training anyways today. So I was talking about it, and he's done multiple tours. You know, he's a badass. Like, you know, when you meet him, like, he's like you, like, you know, like you meet, you're like, bro, I love America. You know what I mean? Like,
he's a good dude.
And you know that our soldiers are such a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, you see this dude, you're like, fuck, bro. Like, imagine him and like thousands of motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
count me
yeah,
out.
you gotta know. Like, anyways, he's just a badass. So, and he deals with, you know, we all have mental shit we deal with. And he was just telling me, he's like, because I'm like, yo, man, I'm going through it. He's going through it. I was like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, bro, I snap. He's like, you gotta snap out of it. You know, so when you can catch that, realize, yo, this ain't right, it's time to snap out of it. So I was telling Izzy the same thing. I was like, you got to snap out of whatever's messing with you. I know it sucks. It's bad. It sucks. You're depressed. You're sad. Your girl left you. Whatever it is, like, we got to snap out of it.
Bro, most people don't. I had this realization the other day, is most people don't want to snap out of it. Like, I was, my last tattoo appointment, the cat that was doing my tattoo, there was a kid that shares a room with him, and he came in and was all pissed off. He had rent. Just some shit happened. He wasn't going to make rent. He was all pissed off. And I'm like, okay, this is what you do. You do this and this and this. And you learn this and this and this. And I gave him solutions on how to fix it, how to change it, how to change his mood. And all he was like, yeah, no, I know that's what I need to do, but instead I'm going to go smoke weed and fucking go golfing. But I gave him solutions to the problem. Well, no, what he really wanted was excuses to go and do the shit that he wanted to do and not the shit that he needed to do. So, like, and
if you could just reverse that and be like, look, this is what I want to do. I want to go smoke weed and I want to go freaking golfing.
Right.
That's what you want to do. Like, just boss up on it.
Right.
If that's what you want to do.
Exactly. That's where most
Versus don't make the excuse about it, because you can just be like, all right. Because I know people like, yo, that's what they want to do. Versus don't blame all these other things, because like, no, if that's cool for you and that's what you want to do, then do it.
That is so huge.
Don't act like it's. Don't act like you're a scapegoat.
Right.
Because just say, look, this is what I want to do. Because, bro, that's just like.
And why that's important is because, like, if he doesn't own it and say, this is what I want to do, so this is what I'm going to do, then when he's done with that round of golf and he gets home and realizes that those problems are still there, what's going to do? God damn, I shouldn't have went. I'm an idiot for going to play golf. I shouldn't have went and played golf. Now he's going to pile on himself more instead of just owning it. You know what I mean? Like, just like, if you want to be lazy, you want to sit on the couch, but own that shit.
Yeah,
this is what I want to do.
Time. You got to get that break.
Right.
You need that. Maybe he just needs that time, but he needs to know it's okay to like, yo, like, let's decompress. Let's do this. You know, like whatever. But yeah, man.
Yeah, but when you don't like own it, like you said, man, you create more opportunities to get down on yourself. You create more opportunities to find fault. Like, dude, here's the reality. And I heard this. I've heard this a lot in the past, but I heard it the other day, and it made so much sense to me. Like, we are internally programmed, genetically programmed to live in fight or flight. We are at our cellular level programmed to constantly be looking for that saber-toothed tiger, right? Because back, thousands of years ago, you had to constantly look over your shoulder. You'd get eaten by a dinosaur. You'd get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. So it's something we have to fight constantly. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. I was going somewhere with that, but I completely forgot where I was
It's all
going.
good. No, I feel you. I know where you're coming from because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
But dude, how else has it been, bro?
It's good, man.
What the fuck? Whoa, shit, dude, that scared the hell out of me.
I'm too old to be doing that.
Yeah. So, what kind of drama? Is this the drama hour? Or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's happening? I wonder what's happening in the industry. We need to go undercover. We need to go undercover. Like, yo, like who? Yeah, what's happening,
man? I don't know. This industry, I love this industry, but it can be trying at times, man.
What's your troubles? What was this week? What's this week that was
Egos, man. People's egos. Everyone thinks that they're the best in the world, and that's cool. Like, I'm not saying to not like be confident in yourself, but when you're not open to conversation, we're not open to reality, man. It just when you think that you're the only one that knows what you know, like that's me. That's a recipe for disaster.
That's
right.
truth. Yeah,
That's right.
No, that is the damn truth. Yeah, because I think people just need to understand, just stay in their lane. Like, don't worry about what other people are doing. Like, egos suck. And you need to have an ego in anything you do. Like, you don't want to be one of those bummer dudes and be like, oh, man.
You can be confident. You can have confidence without having an ego. You know what I mean? Like, ego is never self-serving.
Do you think, at least for me, like, maybe, I feel like I have somewhat of an ego just because maybe some people think I have an ego just because, where I'm at, like, what I've went through. But I don't know, man. I like when people hate.
Bro, most people, most people confuse ego for just not giving a shit. Like, you can not give a shit. Like, people, if you don't give people the time of day, right? Because, not that you don't need them, but because you're doing your own thing. Like, people expect people to give just for the sake of giving. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had this conversation with my wife. Like, if someone comes to you and wants something, like, you have to start by offering something first. But people think that just because you're in the game and you've been doing it, that if I come to you and ask for advice, you're going to give it to me. And if you don't give it to them, you're not doing it to be a dick. You're not doing it because you're like trying to hold them back or trying to, hold any secrets or you've got the secret formula. But if that doesn't benefit you, we can't fault you for that, right? If I want something from you, I gotta come with something. I gotta add value. Gary Vee talks about this all the time, man. Add value, jab, 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 right hook. Like, if I want something from you, I've got to be prepared with something to give you first. Even if it's just a compliment, if I come and say, damn, dude, you're killing it here. Like, I can't believe what you've done here. give you a compliment and then ask something. But people just come in and are like, man, show me how to do this. Like you owe them something.
Yeah, well, I had a detailer dude come today actually, and he's starting his own company. Well, he started at the beginning of the summer. Now it's been getting slow. It's gotten slower, and he's just asking me like, "What do you do? Like, how do I get work?" And I'm like, bro, it's just. I'm like, do you have a Google AdWords? Like, what are you advertising? Are you like, how are you getting work? Like, are you waiting for people just to call you up? Like, what are you waiting? Like, what are you doing? Anyways, he doesn't have a freaking clue. And I was like, bro, you need to post on your Google, like regularly. You need to get reviews. Like, you need to post like every single day. Like, it's algorithmic too. Or like, tie everything through your social media. Like, you need to have like, I have like my Facebook, our YouTube, Instagram, and all that. And the main reason why I have it and the reason why I always post shorts is just for the algorithm. Like, because that creates more relevance for my Google AdWords.
Right.
So like I rank really high on my Google without even doing, paying for ads. We run an ad all the time.
Yeah.
So like, even though we can't do any more work right now, it's nothing about, and we run a pretty big ad. I don't know. I think what we're running a month, like consistently, is like $400 or $500.
Yeah.
We just run it.
Yeah.
Like to tell people no. Like,
right.
Yo, like we can't. We're like,
but it's awareness.
Yeah. So that's just to stay relevant. And then like if I want to bump it up, then we'll bump it up. But it's just all it is just to stay relevant. Right.
But you've gotten to a position to be in a spot to turn jobs away because you've done that consistently. Like you haven't, see, guys will do it for a month and they'll have this huge hit and they'll think they've arrived and they'll stop doing it, not realizing that eventually that's
you
gotta turn.
You gotta put that. That's like the light bill,
right?
Like your Google AdWords or your what is the other one that people use? Not Google. It's it's a waste of money.
Yeah.
Fuck, what is it?
I can't remember.
What is it? They always call you and try to get you put on. What is it? Man, dude. We need that cricket sound. Like that. It's like, dude, what is that called?
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, so anyways, so people need to know it's like, yo, like your Google AdWords need to be a bill. Like you need to run an ad.
It's a non-negotiable.
Like, yeah, non-negotiable.
It's a line item that's in there.
Yeah, whether you're busy or not, you need to have that in there. Right. I can tell you right now, like I have 3 or 4 shops that. Oh, Yelp, bro.
Yelp.
Oh, bro, man. Come on, bro.
Like, forget that.
Dude, I hate them dudes, man. They call me and like I ran a Yelp ad. We got like 100 calls, bro, and it was all like BS, dude. And like they charge
people trying to sell you shit.
Yeah, it's like, yo, like he's just like it sucks. But so my Google, when we run it, we just run it like it's just a bill. It's just like the light bill. We just keep it going. Maybe if things got hard or whatever, then we just ramp it up.
Yeah. But going back, you touched on shorts. Like the content you make, and this is where I think guys fall short a lot too, is like you can make content for other detailers at the point that you're at, but when you're just starting out, when you have 200 followers that are all your friends and family, you can't make content for other detailers. You need to make content for your customers, for your potential customers.
Yeah. And honestly, it's not for me when I'm doing that, bro. I'm not like if I have something that gets 5,000 views, it's mainly it's all algorithmic that I'm trying to do for my YouTube or for my Google. It's just relevant. That's it. The more you rank, the more different spots you have hitting open, it's gonna help your business.
Right.
And honestly, and this is just what I've been doing. Like I have hired a marketing agency to do. I paid like thousands of dollars, bro. I can't even tell you how much, but like it's been a ridiculous amount. And when it comes down to, bro, it's like it's still work. Even when you hire them, they can freaking do your SEO. They can do all your back end stuff. They can create content. They can write more pages on your website. But dude, it's always going to come down to like what's happening on a daily thing. That's why you need to keep posting pictures on your YouTube. You need to hit that up because if you don't do that, then it's just you're not going to stay relevant.
Right.
Anyways, rule of the day, you need to pay your ads or your marketing is just like your lights.
Right. And if you're not at a point where you can pay your ads, you need to put that as a goal, right? Put that as a stepping stone, something to get to, because that's like,
well, yeah, if you're a new detailer too,
Right.
like if you're a new detailer and you know that it's going to get slow September, October, November into winter, or into next year, you got to save and know that you got to hit it hard, because people like me or people like guys that have been in the game, they're ready for that.
Right.
Like I'm ready to like pump up my ads,
Right.
or pump up something, or pump up my sales, whatever.
but that's why when a lot of guys are having slow months, guys like you are not having slow months. You know what I mean?
Feast or famine for sure, especially if you're like just a solo mission. You know what I mean? It's always easier to keep keeping it real. Like, dude, it's easy solo mission. Like that, like it's all self-induced stress. Like all I have to do is worry about myself.
Right.
You only can do that for so long, and then it's done. Like you just die off. You know what I mean? You can kill it on yourself. You're by yourself for so long, but then once you're done, you're done. Like you have to grow. Like you just have to. Like it's
And that, like, I agree 100%. And that's not even to say, like, if you don't want to grow as a detailer, if you want to be a one-man operation, you don't have to grow your detail business necessarily, like to say other employees or other people, but you have to grow yourself. Like you have to start investing or find some other means to grow. Because if you don't, I mean, that's what we're here for. As humans, we need to grow to have fulfillment.
Yeah.
So
or even if you're detailing to grow in something else, maybe you want your whatever
be an
business
influencer.
Yeah, maybe you want to influence. Yeah, So, and there's a lot of guys that just want to be influencers, and they just want to do, whatever those, or there's people like me that I'm trying to build something to give to my kids.
Right.
Or, I'm trying to do something different.
help your employees. I mean, that's
Yeah,
dude,
help
that
people
there's
out.
nothing more honorable. I mean, like striving to help your employees succeed, that's like where you create culture that like is die hard. Them cats will die for you, and they will. I mean, you like I said, there's not. I mean, if I went out there and tried to fight you in front of any one of your guys, I'm sure I'd get sucker punched by at least 4 of them, like because they have you like that. You know what I mean? Like those dudes are ready to go to jail for you because of what the culture that you've created.
Yeah.
So
I count my guys, bro. Like they're not. I hate to even call them employees because I feel like they're more like my partners. You know what I mean? Like I even hate when they call me boss. What's up, boss? I'm like, bro, that's just so corny to me. You know what I mean? Like imagine that.
that's
Yo,
the show.
boss.
That's the
I'm like, yo, don't hit me.
Respect,
Yeah,
though.
and whatever. I understand, but yo, to me, I'm not a boss because I'm trying to level up myself, bro.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I'm not boss yet. I'm not boss because I'm here, bro. Like, boss is some dude on a freaking yacht. You know what I mean? Or like some dude with a martini. You know what I mean? I'm not a boss. I haven't lived boss life. I'm here. Like we're still here. I'm trying to get it just like you.
Yeah.
So we're the same, just like you. It's like, yo, you're the boss, bro. Like you're freaking doing shit. You know what I mean? Like we're all trying to. If I'm here, that's not boss to me. Boss would be like, martini, bro. Like not checking out. But I couldn't do that though. Like that's not me. I'm not the guy that is gonna reach a certain level and I'm just gonna cut back.
Right. And there's not to say that there's anything wrong with that. If that's you, if that's
Yeah,
what
that's
you
you,
want,
that's
like
you, that's cool. That's
there's
just
different levels, and the reality is you're not to the level that you want to be, but the level that you're at is a level that would be extraordinary for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like and when I say you, I'm talking about myself as well. I live a very comfortable life. I've worked my ass off to get here, but man, the opportunities that I have, the lifestyle that I live is far beyond what I ever thought could be possible. You know what I mean? And I certainly didn't ever think it was going to come through the detailing. 10, 15 years ago, like, because I bounced in and out of the detailing industry my whole life. My first job was 18 years old as a lot tech. That's a long time ago, man. I never imagined.
We both started at Latex.
Dude, I never imagined that I'd be living this lifestyle through the detailing industry.
Me neither, man.
It is.
Like I said, me neither. Life is good though.
Yeah, life is
It's
great,
a good
man.
day. This has to be probably the best Thursday of the year.
Yeah,
You
for
think?
sure, man. This has been
It was so good, and I'm glad we got the opportunity to
Yeah.
like
really chop it up.
kick it on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Jamie Gonzalez.
I'm Shad.
Look at who's
Yeah.
calling, bro.
Yeah.
It's Jason. Yo, have a good
right,
day. Hey,
we out.
We'll see you next week. Peace.